Have you been looking into a trekking pole tent for backpacking? Do those affordable offerings on Amazon seem like a good choice for you? They're affordable and well rated. I'm Mac and welcome to Mac's Outdoor. Stay tuned for an interesting discovery I made when I bought the Kikilive ultralight one-person backpacking tent from Amazon. The Kikilive ultralight one-person backpacking tent boasts all of the features that you can expect from an affordable backpacking tent, and then some. The outer fly is constructed of 15D nylon, which they claim to have 5,000 millimeter water resistance. The inner body is built from what they call high-density mesh, with the bottom of the tent being 20D nylon, with a claimed water resistance rating of 8,000 millimeters. And most importantly, the description says, and I quote, "The best backpacking tent for lightweight outdoor players." The tent is simple to set up with a single trekking pole in the middle. Kikilive claims an 8 to 10 minute setup time, but I feel like it's more like 5, maybe 8 once you get the hang of it. You can also buy a folding carbon fiber pole that fits inside it. However, adding the extra tent pole, in my opinion, just adds weight that you don't need. I don't always use my trekking poles for hiking, but since I have one that's made for photography, I figured carrying the second for the tent wasn't much of an issue. Plus, I couldn't justify the expense of the tent pole when I already have an extra carbon fiber trekking pole. Plus, the fixed length of the tent pole doesn't give you the adjustability for making the tent taut like the trekking pole does. The Kikilive, like the 3F UL and the Meyer, is also a double wall tent, so when it's hot out, or you just want to look at the stars, you can set up the tent without the fly on it and have yourself a nice bug net. So far, in my usage, the zippers run smoothly and don't snag. Kikilive claims they are YKK zippers, but they don't have metal tabs on them, so I'm unsure as to whether they actually are YKK zippers. They have added a larger reflective pull tab to each one for ease of use and greater visibility, and as I said, they run smoothly and so far do not snag while you're zipping or unzipping them. In situations where condensation may become an issue, the mesh interior should prevent any dripping from becoming a problem. I know that ultralight backpackers shy away from double wall tents, but I like the extra protection from condensation and the option to set it up without the fly. The tent has the same reinforced fabric and stitching at the guy line points to prevent the fly from ripping under load. It also has glow-in-the-dark guy line locks and highly reflective ropes so that they can be seen in the dark and you're less likely to trip over them while you're walking around camp. I tried to photograph the reflectors on the guy lines, but was foiled by my camera. The stitching of the fly also appears to be done well and looks straight and solid. The dimensions of the tent basin are 82 inches long by 29 inches wide at the widest point, and the basin bottom is about 5 inches deep. The tent is 49 inches tall at the peak, and I can stretch out comfortably, and the slightly 5-sided shape of the base adds just a bit of room so you can keep a few extra things in the tent with you. There is even a little pocket near the floor that I use for my glasses. I'm 5 foot 10 inches tall, and I didn't find the tent to be too short while I was on my sleeping pad. It is worth noting, though, that I currently use a self-inflating cold weather sleeping pad that is only about 2 inches thick at the thickest point. I can see how some people who are more than 5 foot 10 or use a thicker sleeping pad would have an issue with their head or their feet touching the ends of the tent, which may cause possible condensation to become more of an issue. One method I use to add a bit of head and foot room is to place a stick under the head and foot guy lines to lift those parts of the tent up and out. These can be easily foraged in camp. Notching the top with your pocket knife adds stability to the setup. The tent comes in a dry bag style compression bag with 9 aluminum tent stakes. I found on my first setup that the tent pegs that come with the tent bend fairly easily. Without the trekking pole, it weighs in at just about 2 pounds in the bag. Because of the compression style storage bag, folding the tent is not necessarily a requirement when packing up, Also, you can leave the inner mesh tent body hooked inside of the fly for ease of setting up and to keep it dry if you have to set up in the rain. The Kikilive tent does not come with a footprint and is not seam sealed or very well waterproofed. In spite of the claimed water resistance numbers, I used Gear Aid Seam Grip WP seam sealer on all the fly seams and tabs. Then Atsko silicone water guard spray on waterproofer to seal the entire tent fly. I'll put links to those things in the description. While I haven't yet endured any notable rain in using the tent, I have no doubt that the combination of the seam sealer and the spray-on waterproofer will keep me and my sleep system dry in a storm. The Kikilive ultralight one-person backpacking tent is advertised as a 3-season lightweight backpacking tent. I bought it on Amazon for $89.99 at the time of my purchase from Kikilive. You may have already guessed the big secret, but I'll tell you anyway. When the Kikilive tent arrived, it said 3F UL gear on the box, and it even had a sticker on the box that said Kikilive ultralight one-person backpacking tent stuck over the 3F UL sticker. They didn't even try to hide the fact that this is a Lanshan Pro tent from 3F UL gear. So here's the most important factor of this review. The tent is exactly the same for almost $100 less than the Lanshan or $146 than the USA branded Meyer tent. In spite of whoever makes the Kikilive one-person ultralight backpacking tent, or the Lanshan 3F UL Pro, or the Meyer ultralight backpacking tent, they all appear to be the same exact tent. This trekking pole style tent is a good buy no matter who makes it. So save yourself some money and shop around to see if you can find the lowest priced one. Don't forget to make the comparisons though. You're looking for the same size, a double wall, and a reinforced vented fly. There are some tents out there that are slightly smaller and are not double walled for less money. But that double wall comes in handy if you're ever going to camp anywhere where you might develop condensation on the inside of your tent. So far in my experience, the lowest priced one has been the Kikilive. The last time I checked Amazon, the price had even gone down $1 from what I paid for it. Thanks for tuning into Max Outdoor. I hope this video was helpful to you, and I'll see you again next time.